Welcome everyone, Mrs. Latoya Turbini here, and today we will be looking at multiplying fractions. Number 1, we have 1/2 multiplied by 3/4. Now multiplying fractions are very easy. All we need to do is multiply our numerators and our denominators. 1 multiplied by 3 is 3. 2 multiplied by 4 is 8. So our answer is 3/8. 3/8. Now something very important to note. When we are doing fractions, whether we are adding them, subtracting them, multiplying them, or dividing them, we must ensure that our answer is in its lowest form. Okay, now if we look at 3/8, there is no number that can go into 3 and 8 without a remainder. The answer we got here, as you can see, it's a proper fraction. A proper fraction is when the numerator is smaller than the denominator. Next example. As I said before, when multiplying or dividing fractions, it's very important to look to see if you can reduce the fractions even before you multiply it. Now, how can you reduce fractions? You can reduce fractions this way, you can reduce fractions this way, and you could also reduce fractions this way. This number can go into this number. All right, now as we continue, you will see examples where you need to do those. Let's start over with this one. As we can see here, there is no number that we have to reduce. 5 cannot go into 3, 3 cannot go into 5, 5 cannot go into 6 without a remainder, and vice versa. So what we're going to do is simply multiply our numerators and then multiply our denominators. 5 times 1 is 5. 6 3s are 18. Now as we can see here, we have another proper fraction and it's in its reduced form. Alright, let's do another example. 3/5 multiplied by 3/5. Now before I multiply, I'm going to look to see if there is any number I can reduce. Could 3 go into 5? Nope. Same numbers here. So I have no number to reduce before multiplying. So I'm going to go straight away and multiply my numerators. You see, we don't divide this way, we multiply this way. 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 5 is 25. So answer is 9/25. Again, another proper fraction. Let's think, is there any number that can go into 9 and 25 without a remainder? No, there isn't. Okay, so our answer is 9/25. 4/8 multiplied by 3/5. Now again, before we multiply, we are going to look to see if we can reduce this fraction in any way before we multiply it. Could 4 go into 5? Nope. Could 3 go into 8? Nope. And remember I said we can also reduce like this. And as we can see here, 4 can go into 8. So we can reduce this fraction. 4 into 4 is 1 and 4 into 8 is 2. There is nothing else that I can reduce, so I'm going to multiply. 1 times 3 is 3, and 2 5s are 10. My answer is 3/10, a proper fraction. There is no number that can go into 3 and 10. It has to be the same number without a remainder. So this is our answer, 3/10. 9/4 times 3/9. So the first thing I'm going to do is to reduce. Alright, I can reduce this way, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reduce the 9. So I'm going to say 9 into 9 is 1. 9 into 9 is 1. So let me write that. 9 can go into 9 one time. 9 into 9 is 1. There are no other numbers for me to reduce, so I'm going to multiply. 1, 3 is 3, 4 ones are 4. So that's my answer, 3/4. Now I'm going to do it all over again, just in case if you decided to reduce another way. Alright? So I saw 9, but what if you didn't see that? What if you saw 3/9 and you wanted to reduce that way? Let's try it that way. 3 into 3, 1, and 3 into 9, 3. After reducing this, I can reduce further because I'm seeing 3 and 9 this way also. So I'm going to say 3 into 3, 1, and 3 into 9, 3. After reducing, I'm going to multiply. 3 ones are 3, and 4 by 1 is 4. Notice I'm getting the same answer. I'm going to do the same question again. So someone may ask, but what if I just can't reduce before I multiply? Am I going to get the same answer? Let's see. 9/4 multiply by 3/9. So let's multiply. We are not going to reduce first. We are going to just multiply. 9 threes are 27 over 4 nines are 36. Now this will be the answer that you will get. But is this fraction in its reduced form? No, it is not. 27 over 36 could be reduced further. Now the question is, what is the highest common factor that could go into 27 and that can go into 36? Someone may say 3. Yes, 3 can go into 27 and 3 can go into 6. But is 3 the biggest number? Is 3 the highest common factor of 27 and 36? No, it isn't. 9 is. 9 could go into 27 3 times. I'm dividing by 9. And 9 could go into 36 4 times. Okay, so the answer I'm getting is 3/4. 6 multiplied by 3/6. Something to note here, we are multiplying a whole number, which is 6, by a fraction. Now we must note that 1 is understood as its denominator. So I am going to write over this fraction 6, and 1 is understood as its denominator, and now I'm going to multiply it by 3/6. Now before I multiply, I am going to look to see if there are any things I can reduce. And yes, I can reduce 3 into 6 this way, or I can reduce 6 into 6. So I'm going to choose the bigger number, right? 6 into 6 is 1, 6 into 6 is 1. 1 by 3 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. And the answer is 3. 3/1 is 3. Let's do another example. 3 times a half. Again, another whole number. We are going to multiply by a fraction. Before we do that, 1 is understood as the whole number denominator. So I'm writing that in first. Then I'm going to multiply by a half. Of course, before I multiply, I'm going to look at the fractions to see if I can reduce anything. 2 can't go into 3 without a remainder, so there is nothing for me to reduce here. So I'm just going to multiply my numerators and my denominators. 3 ones are 3. 1, 2 is 2. Now notice, we have an improper fraction. 3/2. Now, in the past, we'd have learned how to reduce improper fractions, and if you don't know how to do that, then check out our tutorial on converting improper fractions to mixed numbers. We have an improper fraction, so to reduce this fraction to its lowest form, we are going to convert this improper fraction to a mixed number. Now I'm going to do it 2 ways. I'm going to go to the working column and divide 2 into 3, long division. 2 can go into 3 1 time. Now we are going to multiply. 2 ones are 2. Final step is to subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1. So our answer is 1 with a remainder of 1. And this is how we write it. We got 1 with a remainder of 1, and we are putting that over our denominator 2. So 3 over 2 reduced is 1.5. Now for some of you all who don't use that method, we can reduce right here. We can say 2 into 2, 1, and 2 into 3, 1, with a remainder of 1 over our denominator 2. So if you choose to reduce like this, or if you choose to reduce by going to your working column and doing it in the method of long division, that's fine. Okay, next. Now we have 3 1/5 multiplied by 3/4. Now, before we multiply, we must convert this mixed number to an improper fraction. And again, if you missed that tutorial, be sure to look at it. How do we convert a mixed number to an improper fraction? We have to multiply the whole and the denominator and then add the numerator. So it's going to be 3 5s of 15 plus 1 is 16. 16 over 5. Multiply by 3 over 4. So this is what we need to do before we multiply. Now we are going to multiply, but of course I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to look to see if there are any things that I can reduce. Is there anything that I can reduce? Yes, I'm seeing 4 and 16. 4 can go into 4, 1, and 4 can go into 16 4 times. Now I'm going to multiply. 4 3s are 12. 5 by 1 is 5. Notice, this fraction is still not in its reduced form. Alright, it is an improper fraction. So to reduce this fraction, I can convert it to a mixed number. Again, to the working column, 5 into 12. Alright, how much times could 5 go? 5 into 1 is 0, and 5 can go into 12 2 times. We're going to multiply now. 5 2s are 10. 2 subtract 0 is 2. 1 take away 1 is 0. So the answer we are getting is 2 with a remainder of 2, and this is how we write it. 2 with a remainder of 2 over 5. So 12 over 5 reduced as 2 2/5. 4 over 6 multiplied by 3. Again, another fraction that we are multiplying to a whole number. What is understood as this whole number denominator? 1. So I'm writing 3 over 1. And of course, before I multiply, I'm going to see if there are any things I can reduce. Are there anything for me to reduce? Yes. 3 into 3, 1, and 3 can go into 6 2 times. Question, is there anything else that I can reduce? Yes. But let's say you didn't notice. So let's multiply. 4 by 1 is 4 over 2 by 1 is 2. So now that you got to your answer, you notice, 4 over 2, I can reduce this. What number can I reduce this by? 2. 2 into 2, 1, and 2 into 4 is 2. Now if you notice, it's an improper fraction. So if I didn't know that, I could have gone to my working column and said 2 into 4 is 2. Yes? Then I'm going to multiply. 2 2s are 4. Notice, I'm not getting any remainders. Good? So this reduced is 2. Right? So our answer here, well here you will notice it's 2 over 1, which is 2. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more.